Stage number 9, United Monarchy. Damien. I appreciate that. 1 Samuel 8 to 1 Kings 12, 1050 to 930. Key theme. God can transform the people's misguided desire for earthly king and use it to bless the whole world. King was to bring justice and righteousness in nation. It's a diagram. The king takes, normal kingship. King is at the top and takes, and the law is under him. Priests and prophets are under that, and the people. The Israel kingship was supposed to be, wow, weird. So God was at the top, the law was under him, and then priests and prophets, and then the king was under them, and he would give justice, not take. And then people. People wanted a king so they could be like everyone else. God allows Samuel to anoint Saul, 1050 to 1010. He becomes impatient to sacrifice. He's disobedient. He visits a medium at Endor. David kills Goliath, anointed by Samuel. Jonathan makes covenant with David. Saul and Jonathan die at Mount Gilboa. David takes throne at Hebron, 7.5 years. Gains power over Ishbosheth. And Abner. Abner is killed by Joab. Ishbosheth is killed by Baana and Rechab, who are then killed by David. He's weird. David conquers Jerusalem with Joab and is good king, 1010 to 970. Davidic covenant, always a person from David on the throne, fulfilled with Jesus. David takes in Mephibosheth. David's problems, the adultery / rape of Bathsheba and the murder of Uriah the Hittite, who is an extremely righteous man. David has him killed, marries Bathsheba to cover up the pregnancy. Nathan the prophet has extreme courage. You should never kill for stuff. People are in the image of God. If someone steals, you get repaid 4 times. David loses 4 sons violently, reaping the consequences of his incredibly bad choice. And ever since then, David was extremely dysfunctional as a king. Amnon rapes Tamar, his half-sister. Tamar's brother Absalom kills Amnon. Absalom rebels. He has sex with David's concubines. David flees. Absalom gets advice from Ahithophel. David sends Hushai to trick him. Ahithophel kills himself when he realizes that Absalom is listening to Hushai instead of him. Ahithophel kills himself. Joab then kills Absalom while Absalom is hanging from a tree because his horse left him there and he's stuck. His head is in a tree. David's not too happy about that. Then David gets really old, and Abishag, the Shunammite, is a young woman who is hired to warm David to see how old he is, because he didn't have sex with her. Abishag, the Shunammite. Bathsheba's first baby dies, but is eventually replaced by Solomon. Adonijah rebels. He doesn't like that Solomon is going to be king. So Adonijah wants Abishag the Shunammite to show his dominance. Solomon has Benaiah, Benaiah. Benaiah kills Adonijah, and then he kills Joab, who was helping Adonijah. Abiathar the priest is replaced with Zadok the priest. Benaiah earns Joab's job, who's now dead, and he kills Shimea, who cursed David very early on. Solomon is king 970 to 930. He's anointed. He asks for wisdom. Israel gains power. Solomon builds temple. Problems: 700 wives and 300 concubines. He clung to his wives and their idols. Solomon has more value in earthly alliances than God's power. High taxes.